fall. So here we go again. It's a race to cut ties. The mental hopscotch has got us.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to World 101 Podcast. I am your host, Eddie V, the Chocolate Dunder with Wonder. Joining me is my good friend from the right or the left, from the up, from the down, with the 30-man Konami code, Mr. Red Velvet Nordic himself, Mr. Larry Giver.
It's the World 1-1 gangbang in your ear. 'Cause I told you it was going to happen. There's dicks and ears. Dicks and ears.
What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Our good friend Adrian couldn't make it today.
Because he just had a child today.
Yeah, Tuna Cycle is out for release on iOS and Android, so check that out. I haven't started yet, but I am planning to get onto it. But I heard really a lot of great things about it, and I can't wait to play it. So do check out Tuna Cycle. That's our indie watch for right now, because we have a big show today.
He gave birth to a beautiful baby tuna.
Louis,
flopping around, gasping for air.
Louis and Louise, as they go on a date. Can they make their date? It will be up to you. So you have to check it out. Tuna Cycle on iOS and on Google Play, the Google Store. So what's been up, Sir Larry? What's been up with you?
Oh, not a whole hell of a lot. I haven't played shit at all this week because I've been busy trying to finish watching The Newsroom, and I finished it the other night, and I'm really depressed that there's no more episodes to watch because that show is over, and that's fucking terrible.
Was that
that show's brilliant?
Was that the series finale, or?
Yeah. It ended a couple years ago. I just started watching it a couple weeks ago on Amazon Prime. It's so fucking good. And if any of you have Amazon Prime, go watch The Newsroom.
Yes. I just finished the Gears of War series. Just finished Gears of War 3. So I'm caught up. I'm still doing a little bit of Juggernaut, which feels like a side game for some unknown reason. So I'm kind of ready for Gears of War 4, but I'm supposed to be playing Watch Dogs on PS4, but I haven't gotten into it. I was playing a little bit, then I stopped, but I'm going to dedicate a little bit more time to playing it and finishing that game, because I have till next Thursday, to next Wednesday to finish that game. After that, I'm going to be starting up Rayman Legends for Wii U at the end of the month. And soon
Legends, or are you doing Origins?
Legends. Legends is the second one. Origins is the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm doing Rayman Legends for Wii U. I do have Origins, which is still... Those two games are still beautiful. Like, that art... Yes. The artwork is in there. Just beautiful. It is funny that, last time we talked about Bit Trip, the Bit Trip series.
Oh my god, you don't know how much I love Bit Trip. You don't know. I've triple dipped buying that game, and I've got 4 copies of the whole series.
Dude, someone was talking about playing the Bit Trip series on PlayStation. Is it on PlayStation 3? I think.
I think it came out on Vita.
It might have been Vita. It's the one that's like the one they was playing. I'm assuming it's the spaceship one. Like, it's like Gradius, like R-Type.
Oh, that's Fate. That's number 5 out of 6.
Yeah, someone was playing that one, and I was just like, oh, that game is so good. I still love is it Bit Trip Beat? Is that the Pong one?
Yes. Bit Trip Beat, and then Core, then Void, Runner, Fate, and then Flux.
Okay, Runner and Flux I didn't play. The first Bit Trip I didn't play. Like, I need to find me a copy and play get the whole collection.
Flux plays just like Beat does, except harder.
Okay. Oh, the music in those games are so amazing. Like, do
yourself a favor. Get on Amazon and order a new sealed copy of Bit Trip Collection on the Wii, because it comes with the soundtrack.
Oh, yes.
for all 6 games.
Oh yes. I
And
need
it's
to do that.
$50.
Oh, I so need to do that. There's so many games coming out this month in July. I accept Suna's coming out in 2 more weeks. I'm getting Inside soon. I can't wait to play that. I know a lot of people are happy that game exists. It's a lot of good things. No Man's Sky
It should
went.
exist because Limbo was awesome.
Yeah, I think I have Limbo on my PS3, but I need to work through it. I know No Man's Sky just went gold. They announced that. I'm sitting on the sideline for that. I am getting the game, but I'm gonna wait till the reviews come out, and then I'm gonna pick up the game after that. And I have a feeling some people are gonna be like, "Well, this is what Star Fox should have been." I'm just like, Star Fox and No Man's Sky are 2 different things.
Yeah.
So
No Man's Sky reminds me of like an updated, like current gen version of an old NES game called Star Voyager.
yeah,
That's what it reminds me of.
uh,
And I am perfectly okay with that fact. I liked Star Voyager when I was a kid.
yeah. Oh man. Deuce from Happy Hour with Johnny and Deuce and Anthony. You guys can hear that episode today. Just check out Optional Opinion as we talk about the Gears of War series. We started talking about Battlefield Bad Company 1 and 2. And the way they described it, they said the game is really good but very comedic in the story, and I cannot wait to get that. I gotta see if it's backwards compatible on my Xbox One, and if it is, I gotta pick those 2 games up and give them a try. So many good games so many good games for the summer are out and coming out that I'm just so happy.
Well, and of course, there's the other one that we haven't talked about yet. The giant fucking elephant in the room is the Pokemans Go.
Yeah,
Gotta catch the Pokemans.
Pokemon Go has released, and people are enjoying it when it's working.
Yeah, that's the big stipulation there is when it's working.
So I didn't know that they would have like server problems like that, but someone posted on Twitter that how do you tell your girlfriend that her house is a Pokemon gym and everybody's coming into her driveway?
Well, the one that cracked me up is that there's a police station somewhere that is tagged as a location in there, and they had to put up a notice online saying that, yes, we know you don't have to come inside to get the Pokeballs, and look up from your cell phones when you're crossing the street. The Sandshrew does not move that fast.
Wow. Just literally, wow. So yeah, that's what I've been playing. That's what Larry's been doing, watching Newsroom. I just finished watching Zootopia. Really good movie. Yes, really, really good. I understand why people liked it. It's emotional, but it's really funny. I really like how funny it is. There's some things I didn't expect, but I kind of laugh at the wolves, how they started howling. This is like, you need to stop, Larry. You're gonna start up a howling. Hoo-hoo! Hoo! And then all the wolves start howling for no apparent reason. I was just like, oh, that was so good. That was so funny.
Oh, God.
And then I watched one of my favorite movies of this year, The Boy and the Beast. I actually watched the English dub, and you can listen to the Optional Opinion of my thoughts about that, because that's a movie from Japan. Of course, it's an anime, and the version that I saw in the theaters was the Japanese version. So I finally got to watch the American voice acting, which is fine, which is good, but the Japanese voices are better. The Japanese acting is better. So still beautiful animation. I actually had to order it on Blu-ray because nowhere in my area sells it on Blu-ray. Target sells the DVD, and I didn't go to Best Buy. Just something I don't know. Yeah.
Speaking of movies,
Yes.
I think we need to talk about something that we've been talking about needs to happen. We're talking about a commentary episode on some video game movies.
Yes.
I know exactly what we need to do because it was never done when Podtoid was doing it. Shockingly enough, but that may actually be partially my fault. For anybody that's listened to Podtoid, if you'll recall, the last movie commentary episode they did before they quit was Double Dragon.
No, they did the
quit
Mario
doing it.
Brothers.
No, did they do Mario? I
Yeah.
do not remember doing Mario Brothers. When the
Yeah.
fuck did they do Mario Brothers?
They did Mario Brothers almost as the last episode before Jim Sterling took over. Because the first one they
I
did,
need to go back and find this now.
yeah, because the first one they did was Street Fighter. Then they did Then they did Mortal Kombat. Then they did Double Dragon. Then they did
No,
Resident.
Resident Evil was in there first.
No, Double Dragons was third because Resident Evil was after Double Dragon.
That doesn't sound right.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
They have it on the same archive that we're using for
Yeah.
World 1-1, which we'll talk later. But
I'm looking that now because I want to fact check this because this does not sound right. Damn it!
because I've been listening to it all weekend long.
Let's see here.
Yeah,
Now I'll look it up, but we'll get there. But yeah, we need to make a commentary episode happen. It's got to happen.
yeah. So what movie
Oh.
were you thinking of?
Well, since you ruined it, and apparently I've lost my fucking mind, I was thinking about Mario Brothers because, God, Bob Hoskins. But no, we'll think on it and we'll figure it out.
And if you guys have any recommendations, you can email the show at world11podcast@gmail.com. That's WORLD11podcast@gmail.com. I've never seen the Mario Brothers, so this would be completely new to me.
Maybe we need to do it anyways, just because you've never seen it.
Yes, I believe we shall do that, and I should be blown to see how bad this movie is. Because I heard it's terrible in so many in so many opinions.
It is, but it's terrible in a lot of the right ways too.
Yeah, I know Doom. I haven't seen all the way, so I need to watch that. What other? I fell asleep on Prince of Persia. I was seen House of the Dead 1 and 2, and I also seen
Actually,
Alone in the Dark.
Version, it wasn't bad. Wasn't bad.
Okay. Podtoid. Yeah, because I remember watching it, listening to it. It's still on archive.org. Details.
Yeah, I found the Scary Basement one after the Double Dragon Toid, but
Yeah.
I don't know where the fucking Mario Brothers one is. I swear I would remember this.
Yeah, the Mario one was like the last one they did.
Huh. I'll have to go back and do some fishing and find it. But anyways, that's besides the fucking point. Let's get on with some show stuff.
Yes, we shall. So today's topic, well, we've been talking about making our own Smash Brothers arcade game. And so for this episode, we're going to do just that. And the rules were that we have 36 characters for our roster. Unfortunately, Mario, Luigi, Princess Toadstool / Peach, and King Bowser / Koopa are 4 slots that's already taken. So we're able to take any game, any video game series or any platform and be able to put it in this arcade game. Now, if you pick a title, you have to choose 4 characters for that title, or you could take from that series, or for if you feel like you don't play much of that genre, you can also do that. But mostly the title or the series. So I'm going to start first. And unfortunately, our caramel.
That sounded terrible. Don't ever do that again.
What?
All I heard was,
Oh,
don't do that.
I'm sorry. I had to move something. That's why. So.
You know, some poor bastard had headphones on listening to this and just was subjected to that in their ear holes.
Oh, they'll be fine.
That's like oral rape.
You just said gangbang finger blast podcast. So.
I did. There's a distinct difference between a gangbang and rape. One is still consensual, damn it.
That is
One just
true.
means you have to sign a lot of consent forms.
Yeah. And get paid for it, I would say.
Well, maybe.
Well, I'm going to start. So, unfortunately, yes, our Adrian wasn't able to make it. So, hopefully, when we have him on next time, you guys will be able to hear his list. So, mine is from actually the Final Fantasy series. And I chose Auron, Tifa, Fran, and Vivi. So, Auron from Final Fantasy 7. Final Fantasy 9. No, 10. I'm sorry. Oh, goodness.
Your damn mind.
Auron from Final Fantasy 10, Tifa from Final Fantasy 7, Fran from Final Fantasy 12, and Vivi from Final Fantasy 9.
All right, so we got Final Fantasy. What else you got on your list? I'm curious to see if we've got any crossover even.
Well, you go. What's the first on your
No,
list?
I want to hear the rest of your list. You're going to give it the fucking rundown.
Okay.
You started this shit. Rundown.
So my second game is Streets of Rage 2. And it's, of course, all 4 main characters, Skate, Axel, Blaze, and Max. My third game was Secret of Mana. You got the boy, the princess, the sprite, and Flammy. Rama for number 4 was Rama Half from Rama Half Hard Battle. Rama, Akane, Pennyhost, Toro, and Cologne. Number 5 was Yakuza. You got Kazuma Kiryu, Goru Majima, any of the hostesses in the game, and Shun Akiyama. Number 6 is Def Jam Vendetta, Redman, Ludacris, DMX, and Joe Budden. Number 7 is Quest 64. You have Brian, Lord Bartholomew, Leonardo, and the director of the game, Ichiro Hama. And number 8 is Muramasa, the Demon Blade, Momoheim, Kasuki, Torohime, and Jinkura.
All right. I'm not going to lie. I feel like a couple of those are a stretch.
Why?
You felt like you were reaching for a couple of those. The director of the game. God damn it. All right. I got you a list. I'll give you the rundown, and I'm going to save the fun one for last. So, my first pick, we're going to hit on the Oddworld series.
Yes.
Yeah. We're going to have Abe and Munch, because I want a little goofy amphibious thing in a wheelchair. And Stranger would be badass. And for the fourth, to round out, I want one of the Gluckins. I want, like, the big boss Gluckin asshole with the cigar in his mouth.
Yeah.
I want him. Next one is, honestly, it's a little bit of a cop-out, but I went with it anyways. Castle Crashers. Red, orange, green, blue knights. They've all got powers. Fuck it.
That is true. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to reach well out of the Nintendo realm and into somebody else's Kool-Aid here. We're going to hit up God of War.
Really?
I'm going to say, I'm going to say Kratos. I would say Hermes from God of War would be great in there.
Okay.
Hercules, and I'd also like to see a scaled-down version of Gaia. I think would be spectacular. Beyond that, we're going to jump over to Left 4 Dead. And we're going to have one of the survivors, and you can, because you've got like 8 character skins, so you can skin it as any one of the 8 survivors.
Right.
And then we're going to get into the specialties as some of the others. Like, I could totally see playing as a boomer, or a smoker, or a hunter.
Ooh.
I could see movesets for those working. Let's see here. Beyond that, down to BioShock. I would say I could totally see Fontaine,
Okay.
a combo character of Big Daddy Little Sister. And then we need the Big Sister. And for number 4, because he never really had a name, we'll just call him the Great Chain, but your actual character from the original BioShock.
Okay.
I'm going to go down to a personal favorite here, the Neverhood. I would love to see Clayman, who is the lead character from the Neverhood, Clog, who is the villain, Hoborg, who is the great creator, and one of the best bits of comic relief in a game ever, Willie Trombone.
Now, wasn't that an adventure game for PC?
The Neverhood was a PC point-and-click, all claymation game, and it's fucking brilliant.
Yes.
It's still a little expensive because nobody has it out for, like, Steam or Good Old Games or any of that shit, which is really kind of a fucking travesty because that game is brilliant. And I'm sad Adrian's not here because my next pick here was Shovel Knight. Because I feel like we need Shovel Knight, and we could get in Shield Knight, and Plague Knight, and Propeller Knight. I think Propeller Knight would be great in there. Looking all dapper and shit.
I wonder what his move list would be. Oh, that...
I'm just thinking right off the bat, like his super jump, so that, he's got the fucking propeller. He can float back up.
Right.
But, and he's got a little fencing sword. So, he could totally be in on that. And my wild card is actually just going indie. I was a big supporter when they were doing the vote for the Smash characters. I wanted Commander Video to be in Smash.
Wow.
Because Commander Video is fucking awesome.
Wow.
You can't hate Commander Video. Beyond that, Meat Boy. Next down the line is Tim from Braid. And rounding out the list, Gomez from Fez.
A game I still haven't played yet.
Oh, play it. Play it. Download it on your PlayStation tonight and go play it.
Yes, I know.
Oh my god. Once you get through the opening, you will never stop until you've figured everything out. Or, like, bash your head into a wall trying.
Oh, Fez. Oh, I can't believe...
It's got such a pretty soundtrack.
It looks so good too. Oh, I just want to play that game. I need to get on that and play it.
Yes. Yes, you do. Yes.
Yeah.
And more yes.
Now, the reason why I went with those games for my list was that these games like mean something. Besides Quest 64, I thought that would be just to throw something funny.
How the fuck did you get to Quest 64?
I thought it would be something funny. So, because like everything else I play and I admire, like Streets of
I
Rage
played
2.
Quest 64. What are you saying?
Well, everybody says it's such a bad game. And I just thought, just like, what if someone revived like Quest 64 and like, kind of made it better, like made it fun to play?
It's not that it wasn't fun, and it wasn't a bad game, it was just generic.
Well, yeah.
That's really the only problem that game had, is it was just generic.
And you had The Legend of Zelda or Ocarina of Time, so.
Yeah.
And
Well, it was take standard RPG game, make super generic, and release.
I know.
That was Quest 64.
Well, oh yeah, that is true. But I know for the Final Fantasy series, like those 4 characters are like my 4 favorites out of the whole series. Like I just love Auron. I love his design. I love his voice acting. I love his attacks. Like he's very powerful. Tifa, she just kicks tail. Fran is just like one of the best female characters in the whole series. Love her design, love her voice acting. Like she's she's my attacker / healer in Final Fantasy 12. Like, I set her to certain moves and stuff, and I make sure that I keep her mostly in the whole game, so I can upgrade her unlocking like her boxes and stuff. Like, there's a box thing. And Vivi, there's just something humble about him, but I just love him as a character. And just like, he's funny and he's shy, and he kind of, okay, yes, he is black, and yes, I am black, so, but there's
That's the race card.
I know, I was trying to
Put it
avoid
back in
that.
the deck.
But there's something about him that, like, he apologizes, like, he's kind of fear for his life and everything, and there was just something about him that that I related to, and just like everything about him, I'm just like, Vivi is kind of a representation of me, and definitely in my earlier age with my self-esteem and stuff like that, like Vivi gets it. And the way that he was portrayed in the beginning of the game and stuff, it's just like, oh, like, I fell in love with them, and I was just like, you are me. If I had to say any video game character of any franchise that represented me as a person, Vivi is that person.
Okay, fair enough.
Streets of Rage 2, of course, I love the soundtrack. I love the fighting. I'm big on 2D beat 'em ups. I probably played maybe most of them arcade and at home, but Streets of Rage 2 is like the cream of the crop. It's like the top. Like, it outdoes Final Fight. And I love me some Final Fight. I love the Batman that was by Konami for the Super Nintendo, but Streets of Rage 2, from the music to the boss fights to me learning finding out how to do the special code to select any level, get as many men I want and stuff. I did that, and I replayed that game probably on every level every time I beat it.
Speaking of beat 'em ups, did you play the Scott Pilgrim game?
Yes, I did. I have it on my PS3.
I was going to be mad if you were all about beat 'em ups and you hadn't played some damn Scott Pilgrim.
I actually own Castle Crashers too, and have a ball on that game too. That game is amazing also.
I love Castle Crashers. It's a good turn your brain off and, just kill shit game.
Right.
It's hard not to love Castle Crashers so much.
Yeah. The Secret of Mana is just, that's my heart. That's my summer game. I play that game so many times over and over, and it always gets to me when the sprite, when something happens to him at the end of the game. I don't want to spoil it, but Flammy, he is like...
We don't spoil a 20-year-old game.
Well, some people haven't played it, and it's a game
Some people have 20 years to fucking get on it.
Well, you could, if you have a Wii U, go to the Wii portion, and go to the shop there and download that game. Spend the 800 points. It's it's worth it. It's completely worth it. I love the princess. I love the boy. The dungeons the music in that game is like, it's just amazing. Hearing those bells in the ghost house, or like when it feels like dark and cursed, like it's scary, but it's so good. I just love that. Rama Half, that's my anime. I love Rama Half. Just the comedy in there. Pennyhose Toro is just a funny name. And he has like 4 different animals put together on him, and the story of how he got his name is funny. It's completely amazing. Yakuza is Sega's Grand Theft Auto, and it's so good. Of course, I'm into Japanese culture, and Kazuma, I love him. I love his fighting style. I love him as a character, and I love his tattoos on his body. I'm like, if I was into tattoos, that would be the one. Def Jam Vendetta, I had to put Raymond on it because I love his special moves where 40 women can come out and stump on him, and beat up the character. It's really funny. You have to watch the video on it. Of course, the music in that game is good. Of course, I love Ludacris, DMX, and Joe Budden. talking about Quest 64, Muramasa the Demon Blade. Beautiful game.
God, yes.
Oh, Vanillaware knows how to do. When that game came out, I bought it at $50, and that's the only thing I played for that hobby. Not only does it combine my love for Japanese culture, the music is great, the like I said, graphics, but it has a role-playing game system in it, and they have a food system in it that I dug so much. And it's still, if you own the PlayStation Vita, it's available for there. If you own the Wii, find a copy. Just get that game. It's so wonderful still to play.
You know, I had a random thought a moment ago, and I got to put it out there before I forget it. If you're putting a director from a video game on there, I think then we need to add to both of our lists, because how could we not have Suda51?
Oh, yes.
Goddamn wrestling mask. And his just general insanity. I think we need to put Suda51 on the list.
Oh, yeah. Heck, if we do Suda51, we might as well put No More Heroes on there as special characters. Because, yeah, Suda51, as crazy as he makes his games, he's downright awesome. I love him as a game director.
Oh, he's awesome, but he's batshit nuts.
Oh, yes. Completely. 100%. Yeah. Yeah, No More Heroes, I actually have one there too. And it's so insane that you'd be like, this is even goofier than Platinum games are. But yeah, Suda51, yeah.
Actually, one of my favorite games that he did wasn't the No More Hero stuff. It was actually Contact on the DS.
He did that one?
Yeah.
Oh, that Grasshopper manufacturer.
Yeah, that's his shit.
Oh,
Contact was awesome.
Yeah, I have Contact. Really good game.
Wonderful fourth wall break.
I love Contact. It's such a deep RPG. It's kind of a rogue game to me, but I love it. I really do. So go ahead, talk about your list. Why did you choose the games that you chose?
So, while I was writing this, I was kind of spitballing it, but honestly, one of the things that really struck me is that as I was writing it, I'm sitting here thinking, you know, I could totally see not just like the characters, but I would totally love to have like some stages from these games in there.
Yes.
And like some of the assist shit. You know, stuff like, you know, playing a Bioshock level, you know, in Rapture where everything's like leaking and falling apart around you. And man, I think it would be spectacular. You know, looking at the Neverhood, you know, not only a great claymation level with, you know, these wonderful characters, but you know how we had like Ridley in the last Smash Brothers,
yes,
in the Pyrosphere level. This is one where I could totally see like Bill the Robot coming in the background and you know, screwing with people on that stage. That would be awesome, because Bill the Robot is awesome. If you don't know who Bill the Robot is, fuck you. Go find out and don't come back till you do. You know, these are ones that just, again, like God of War, I could totally see a stage, you know, built around, like, on the back of Kronos. Would be cool as shit. So, you know, that's a lot of what went into it for me. But, you know, as far as, like, individual characters, I'm sitting here thinking, I could totally see, maybe not the entirety of, but I could at least kind of mentally in my head put together, you know, some of their moveset stuff and how they would work even, and go, okay, this would be fucking awesome, because I can at least see the beginnings of it in my head. It just needs fleshed out. You know, because like with the Big Daddy Little Sister, you know, a dual character is not unprecedented. We have the Ice Climbers. We've got Olimar and the Pikmin, Rosalina and the Luma, you know, things like that. That's not an unprecedented. I think that would be awesome. The Big Sister character would be great. She'd be quick as shit.
Yeah.
You know, it just, again, some of the things with the Left 4 Dead stuff, like with the smoker. You know, he's got a great built-in grapple with that insane tongue. You know, that sits there and grabs and picks up the survivors. You know, the boomer would be a fun, slow character, kind of like King Dedede or Bowser. You know, big, huge, and slow,
Right.
but powerful. You know, they're ones that in my head I could at least begin to picture, and they made sense. So, yeah, that's that aside. You know, I did have my one, you know, concession to that, which was Commander Video, and it's just because I want fucking Commander Video in Smash because he needs more love again.
Yes, he does. He does. I love Commander Video.
I've been trying to push Adrian to you know, put up the Bit Trip Saga for book club one of these months. So
Yeah, I think people would enjoy that game. They would enjoy that series. Just be like, ooh, this is challenging, but
there are so many ways to play that game too, but genuinely, well and truly, the best way to play it is on its native platform of the Wii.
yes.
Just because the way the motion controls work, and you know, like I told you earlier, man, you know, find a copy of that on Amazon, you know, brand new for the Wii. Find it for like $15-20 maybe, and you get the complete soundtrack for all 6 games with it to boot, which is amazing. But you know, even if you can't be bothered to order it on Amazon, you know, if you really want to spend a little more money and get a little bit less, but you know, you could buy it the way that I bought it originally, which was piecemeal, as it was coming out one game at a time for like, you know, $6 to $8 a game. But really, it's totally worth getting the collection on the Wii, so on a physical disc.
I love
Because
the
the motion controls and some of that really do make a difference in the way that you play it. Because Bit Trip Beat is there's no button pressing in it. It's just hold the Wii remote sideways and roll it.
Right, and you really have to be careful how fast you roll it. Like, you gotta
Oh,
time
yeah.
everything.
Oh yeah, but it's totally doable. And you know, from there, some of the other stuff they did was very creative as well too. Especially the controls with Fate and how they handled a side-scrolling shmup.
So that's our list, everybody. I can't wait to hear Adrian's list. I wonder what he's going to put down. Because I wonder, is he going to put all Nintendo, or if he's going to do a lot of PC? Just it's going to be so weird. He might even put
He's
Tuna
going to put
Cycles.
Shovel Knight 32 times.
I could just see him. Well, he said that he wasn't going to try to put Shovel Knight, but I highly doubt that that he would do that. So we're gonna move on to Larry's. Here's the pitch. What's your pitch?
So here's what I got, and I'm again, god damn it, I'm sad that Adrian's not here, but hopefully he's out pimping his shit because you know he just released a game and that's awesome. Because I was talking to Adrian, I told him I had this fucking brilliant idea a couple months ago, and I'd been waiting to unleash it on him, but he'll just have to listen to it secondhand.
Right.
So nanner. But looking back at or even now, even more so now, because looking forward, it looks like it's going to be a relevant thing that the amiibos are going to, you know, also be a thing on the NX. You know, because we know that the Wolf Link amiibo is going to work with Breath of the Wild, which is going to be on the NX. So I can only presume that, you know, there is going to be some amiibo functionality on the NX as well. And Lord knows, anybody that's playing anything Nintendo-ish right now probably has at least a handful of amiibos, if not a sizable collection, as I stare at mine, and I have way too many, but don't tell my wife that because I still want more.
Me too.
There's a few odds and ends for specific games that I'm missing. But in any case, so Nintendo hasn't really put out a good amiibo game, you know, that really gives you an excuse to, you know, do the amiibo thing. And I don't want to see something done like what Toys to Life did with the Skylanders stuff and all that. where you have to have certain ones to get to certain things. But I think that having a game where you can access everything, but you get some benefits for having some corresponding amiibos, is a good way to go. And you should have, I think it would be a fair stipulation for the game to say that you have to have, at least one amiibo to play, because this is the game that they released that, says this is why you should buy amiibos. And so, yes, it's a fair stipulation to say you have to have at least one amiibo to play the damn game, and you pack one in the box like they did with the Animal Crossing bullshit thing that they came out with that's garbage. But so I'm thinking it's kind of like the Smash Brothers, except it's an RPG.
Ooh.
Yeah. So follow me on this.
Yes.
It's all based on the toy box premise, where it's kids playing with toys, and that's really the big premise behind Smash Brothers. Is it's all pretend they're toys in a toy box. And instead of just having the toy box and the toys, there's play sets for each of the different series too. So there's a Mario play set, and there's a Splatoon play set, and a Pokemon play set. But you're playing as the toys, and you're going through the play sets, and it's a role playing game to play through the play sets. And if you have an amiibo that corresponds to the play set that you're in, you use your amiibos to scan in to build your party of like 3 or 4 characters, and you scan them in and out to swap out characters in your party. Mm-hmm. And so if you've got a character in your party that corresponds with the play set area that you're in the game at that time, then it's got some additional benefits that will help you get through that play set area. It's a little extra powered because it's in its correct play set, instead of having Samus in a Mario Brothers play set. If you had Mario in the Mario Brothers play set, he got some extra bonuses while he's in his own play set.
Right.
So I think it would be great, and it would be a great way to really incorporate all the amiibos and and all the different series that they represent, in a brilliant and a fun way to make it cohesive. To string all these worlds together. And, again, like I said, just that concept of, when you scan an amiibo in and you see the little boy's hand put the character, the little toy, in with the other toys and in the play sets, and, moving them around and hopping them like they're moving on a board. Uh-huh. I think it would be just clever, and it would be fun. But, somebody can write their own story for why everything's happening. But, the toys are all, alive and, have some dialogue and all that to actually, deliver a story and make an RPG out of it. But I think the fact that just that playset thing would be a great way to go, because it's a game about toys that you play with toys.
What would you call it?
Oh, fuck, I don't know. I could totally cop out and call it, Super Smash Brothers RPG, and that would be just fine, truthfully, because that's really what it would be, I would love to see it set in the Smash universe, where, like I said, it's those little play toys, and it's pretend. I think that would be great.
Would you, and I was thinking about this while you was talking about it, what if they did VR, and you could do your amiibo and become that character in VR?
No. Nope. I don't want to do it. I want to see my character do cool shit. I don't want to try to pretend to do cool shit that I can't actually do.
Would you do it in a separate game, or just no completely?
I just don't think I'd want to do it. I just don't think I'd want to do it.
But you could be Samus.
I know, but if I was going to be Samus in a VR game, then I want to have like a full-blown Metroid VR game.
Oh, Metroid Prime
Which
VR.
means we just need another, Metroid Prime, yeah. So, and we're not talking about fucking Federation Force that's out next month. God, yeah.
And you're going to buy it, so.
I am going to buy it.
See?
I know I'm going to buy it. And I'll play it, and maybe it won't be god-awful, and but I'm not holding out much hope.
Hey, you'd be surprised. People laughed at Hyrule Warriors and said they weren't going to get it, and look how much it sold, and people enjoyed it.
Oh, I don't know. When Hyrule Warriors came out, I thought it was a brilliant idea. It made a fuck ton of sense to me. But, that's one of those things that, it wasn't unprecedented either, though.
Right.
Because we had Dynasty Warriors Gundam.
That is true.
They've crossed series before. Everybody acts like nobody'd ever fucking done it. And on top of that, not only had they done it, but they did it well. Even with Gundam, those were actually pretty good.
Well, the Dynasty Warrior games were very niche. Like, a lot of people who played them and bought them, you didn't hear a lot of talk about them. I don't know anyone who bought the game.
You don't ever own up to actually having bought a Dynasty Warriors game. You play it and you enjoy it, and you don't tell anybody the fuck about it.
But why? That's what I wonder. Why?
Because it's mindless and dumb, but it's still fun.
When they came out with a lot of copies. Well, to see the Hyrule Warriors, to see it, to be like, what is this? And people were making fun of it. I was just like, I'm getting this game when it comes out. And got it. And when I put it in, I'm playing 4 to 5 hours. Enjoying the music. Don't care what everybody think about the music. Like, the music, it could be butt rock. But it's so good.
You kind of get that with every Dynasty Warriors game.
Well, yeah, but like in a Zelda game, you would think they would have the classic Zelda music. No, they got some. Like, the guitars is good. It's just so much fun, and just to have that many characters, and then to get the DLC that they gave you, I'm just like, wow. Like, it's mindless fun, but I think it's the game that shocked people to be like, it's okay to play these games, to get them. Because, like, even people who got the Dragon Quest Warriors, like, I haven't started it yet, but everybody enjoyed that one too. And it's just like, is it thanks to Hyrule Warriors that now it's acceptable?
I think Hyrule Warriors went a long ways towards making it socially acceptable because it had the Zelda name attached to it. Beyond that, it was always just ridiculousness. The voice acting was absurd and comical. And nothing about that game that you could possibly take seriously, even if you fucking wanted to.
Well,
They just didn't.
It's still my favorite. I still love that game. Might have to return to it and play it as other characters and just beat up some goons and just have fun. But everybody, that's it for our show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Not too long of a show.
How did we get it out that fast? Holy shit!
Yeah,
I feel like we cheaped out on something here.
No, we didn't cheap out.
I can do it again.
Well, because when Adrian comes back, we're going to talk more about Tuna Cycle because it just came out, so we weren't able to dive into it more. But we are going to talk about that, and we still have his list for and hear what he thinks to come up with. And then we'll have more topics because it's kind of been slow for the video game news and things like that. So, and plus it's it was the week of 4th of July. People were coming back in. So, like I said, it's been a kind of a slow news weekend. There's some things that happened to some people. So, a lot of that stuff is going on. So, at this time...
That's the most vague statement you could possibly make. A thing happened to a person.
Well, it happened to two people, and then people are reacting in a certain manner. So, I'm waiting... I'm kind of waiting for more details about it, so that's why I haven't really kind of not saying that I'm trying to make a statement, but people who listen to this episode probably know what's going on. But
I'm not sure what the fuck you're talking about.
About
you and your vagueness.
Well, then I'll tell you after the show. It's not video game related. That's why.
Oh, that.
Yes. So, not to get political or, people, getting upset and stuff. But just that kind of stuff is happening right now. So like I said, it's a slow news week. Definitely when we come back next episode where Adrian gets back, we'll have a lot to talk about. Because it'd be like a regular show. Not saying that this wasn't a regular show. This was a fun show. The beginning before we recorded it was just fall off. I just can't stand. I just can't stand you, Larry. I'm still.
You got a check 1, 2, a check 1, 2.
Both of the jokes that she told me, I'm still laughing thinking about. But let's plug our stuff, and then we'll be heading out, and hopefully everybody have a great weekend or have a great week or whenever you listen to this podcast. So Larry, plug, go ahead.
Out there on Facebook, out on our page, Larry is always right giver. Also, if you haven't seen it up on the Facebook page, all the back episodes now accessible on our archive.org site page as well. So that's now up there. Easy download access to all of the old stuff that may have fallen off of the SoundCloud feed because we're cheap assholes and we don't pay for SoundCloud. So that's out there. There's a link up on the Facebook page in a couple of spots. There's a link in the description, and I also posted it just in the news feed on our Facebook page. Beyond that, I made mention in our chat earlier this week too. In the coming weeks, we'll also be having on Savannah and possibly Kyle from Fandom Furniture, the fine folks that made my beautiful Metroid chairs.
Yes.
We'll be sending over some images so that we can stick it up on the Facebook page. You can check out more of their stuff, as well as, what else they do, how you can order, and, what got all this started and whatnot. But we'll get into that when we've got them on here, likely in a couple weeks. We'll find ourselves a movie to watch. We should do Mario Brothers. I feel like we should do the terrible Final Fantasy movie, too, now that I'm thinking about it.
I love Spirits Within.
Oh, God.
I do.
That's awful.
It's so funny that you say about the Mario Brothers movie, because every time I go to Target, it stays up there. It's like the first movie I see every time I go to Target.
Oh, God. Speaking of things at the store that, you always see, my local Walmart still has brand new copies of Metroid Other M for the Wii.
Yeah.
And for some forsaken reason, they still have it for $50. I'm just looking at it going, that will never leave the shelf.
Right.
Ever.
And we used
love it. I paid $50 for it, and I felt okay about it, but this is 6 years later. That's not $50. You're all idiots.
When we had it at my job, we had it like for $20.
Yeah, that's about right these days.
So, yeah.
But yeah, like I said, check us out on archive.org. We're working out details so that we can get that linked to iTunes, so that all the back episodes are accessible for download through iTunes as well.
Yeah.
It's not the easiest site to work with, at least for us as content creators. But on the user side, it's very user friendly. It's very straightforward and simple. Just pull it up and bam, there's all the episodes and press play.
Yes.
So
you can find us at World 101 Podcast or on Facebook. You can listen to my show, Optional Opinion, on SoundCloud, iTunes, the Anonymous Radio Network.podbean.com, and also on Google Play. If you subscribe to SoundCloud for Optional Opinion, you'll also get World 101 Podcast. We got a lot of stuff coming up, so do check us out. I cannot wait for the interview, because I'm probably going to just geek out of all their work that they do. Like the chairs that they said, Larry, it's mind blowing, amazing on how detailed it is. The work that they put in it, it's just like wow.
Wait till you see it next month when you're here and in person.
Yay!
That's another thing too. Eddie's coming to visit. We're gonna have at least two of us in the same room for a show.
Yes, that is going to be happening soon, everybody. And I so can't wait. Can't wait. And with that, everybody, you can follow me on Twitter at that retro code, TROCODE. Go to our World 1-1 Facebook page. You'll find our information for our Wii U's, our 3DS's. You'll find my PSN and my Xbox Live codes. If you guys want to game with us, come in and have discussions with us. Also, the MVC Video Game Book Club, you could join that too. This month, we're playing Paper Mario for the
No,
N64.
it's not that you can join it. It's that you should join it. You need to join it.
You need to join.
You must have it in your life.
You must have it. It is required. It is recommended, and all that.
Your bodies are ready.
And with that, email the show at world11podcast@gmail.com. WORLD11podcast@gmail.com. Check out Tuna Cycle on iOS and Google Play. I believe 99 cents is for the game.
Yep, it's less than a whole dollar, kids.
Yeah.
You can get that for the same thing that you can get a goddamn cheeseburger at McDonald's for. And I can guarantee you Tuna Cycle will be better for you, just in terms of your diet than that cheeseburger would be.
So, why you say that? Because I just had a cheeseburger from McDonald's after work today. So,
Well, see, you could have made the healthy decision and bought Tuna Cycle.
yes, I can. Which I am. I'm going to still buy Tuna Cycle. I'm going to support it. So, with that, everybody, thank you guys for tuning in. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. And we shall see you guys next week. All right. Peace out.
Good night, kids.
Night.